EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the London Monarchs. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Tight end Harrison Bryant, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Defense, championship, baby! Hurry, hurry! 52, block 52. 52's the mic.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got an open man, finding Jefferson. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
That's good.
Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. They give the Chubb out of the gun. Takes this to the 45. Not much space there after the nice move.
He was brought down.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Hey, alert, alert! Alert, alert!
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. Room here to run. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. That's his longest run of the 1st quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
At the 19-yard line.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. On the ground, it's Chubb. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. So a 1st quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. Going deep downfield for Ross. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Middle of the field to Jefferson. Past the 20. 10, and touchdown. Van Jefferson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed postmark?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
You had it.
Picked off by Quan Alexander. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
First down.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Coming right, this is Chubb on the toss. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Nick Chubb with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. They'll set up the screen here to mix it. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Again, it's Burrow. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on here to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. So possession goes over here on the punt.
First down and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Mayfield to throw it. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Dare I say he showed some athleticism there.
Oh, without a doubt. And you know what else we saw on that play? Why they do more and more ball drills in practice. They want everyone proficient with catching the football and being comfortable, because you never know when a big play like this will happen for a big man.
That post-game locker room, does he get an extra drumstick?
He was going to get that anyway. He may get the whole spread now.
Yeah, put some gravy on there. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
Chubb, the ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He's got daylight. The 30.
Oh, it don't
10.
matter. It don't matter.
Touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown.
For the point after.
And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the 6. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
He's across midfield.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. A gain of 4 that time as the drive will continue.
Bengals.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
John Ross. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 34-yard line.
Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Burrow looking to pass. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Neville Gallimore, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. from the shotgun. Joe Burrow going deep downfield for Ross. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Down pass.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here we go. You go take. King.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
A gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 7.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
At the 38-yard line.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 13-yard line.
13-yard line.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Chubb. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Now Chubb. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. On the carry, it's Chubb. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And this will make it into the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Now Burrow down around his goal line. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. I call it no gain there on the first down play.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On second down, Burrow going deep downfield for Ross. He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 42.
To John Ross.
A big play there for the Bengals. 54 yards.
First down, Brooklyn.
So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. Burrow on play action. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
They begin this drive with Chubb. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
They run it again with Chubb. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
This 3rd down just got even more difficult. 3rd down and 15 after the false start. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 40.
You got me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at not the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
At the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
They run. Chubb. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards there, 1st down. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Now the extra point try forthcoming. I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Where's 52? Watch 52.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. He's at the 30, 10, 5. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A big play that time out of Chubb. 61 yards that time on the ground.
Goal at the 2-yard line.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Check tight. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Watch the run. Watch the run.
They'll give it to Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Three down.
A give. This is Chubb. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And this offense is running away with this one. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. Would you say 3 rushing touchdowns? And, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
And what is this?
In punt formation.
They're lining up here to punt on first down. And taken right on the 30. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
Take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Following the penalty, Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Taken down.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And again, it's Chubb. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up fourth down. Welcome back now here in London. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. On the punt there, no return.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. And supreme confidence in the kicker turns to supreme failure, as that is obviously no good. And this score will stay right where it is. I guess I got to hand it to him. That was ambitious.
Well, that's one way to put it.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Handoff comes to Chubb. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Under 10.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield.
Burrow's pass.
It's a gain of 7, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
It's interesting. Evaluating guys for the draft now. My list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. Penalty, it's Mixon, and he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first.
The stop made.
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll move the chains.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now Burrow on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And Burrow going to throw again. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's that's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
Bengal first down.
56, right there, 56. And let's pin the mirrors back.
Play action. It's Burrow. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
And they take a knee. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Silver.
Today's final score, Monarchs.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry.
Not going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the home, keep on rolling as they move to 9-2. It's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for our visitor.